my advice, first of all, would be to simply say, appoint some kind of, what do you want to call him, a radical patriot who would simply go in there and simply bust heads together and simply go through the entire. I was hoping the Attorney General Barr would do this. I'm still waiting to verify they will, but actually go into the information and find the data and actually prosecute people for the crimes they've been committing. I mean, we have a set of bureaucrats. I call them the Praetorian Guard, the shadow government, all of that. These people have been violating our fundamental rights and have committed treason against the founding principles of this nation, the Constitution. They've also violated any number of laws, and they're not being held accountable at all. So I keep referring up until Barr came in to the DOJ as the Department of Just Us. And the rest of us are not included.
William Binney, I want to get into the waterfront. I want to get into the world. I want to get into it all. But right now, while we've got you in this segment, and I haven't talked to you before you came on, I haven't talked to you during the break, but I'm gonna spring this on you. So I know you've met with the president. You've talked to him. I know you advise him through people. I know that John Kelly fought to keep your info from him. Other people fought to keep my info from him. Hell, they even fight to keep Sean Hannity away from him. But 100%, we can get clips of the president. And of course, the system knows this, so I'm not giving out secrets. I like to demoralize the establishment, letting them know this, that Trump has assigned folks in U.S. intelligence from different agencies to specifically call us, and when I call them, to at least make sure it gets into the White House through certain sources and to the president's desk. He demands it, he gets it. Most of the time, I'll be honest, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to shoot a message to the president, and I don't usually do it because it's daunting. How serious it is, but we're going to cut me out right here. I just want to give you like 5-6 minutes till the break to just whatever you want to say to Trump. And there's a very good chance, and of course you've met with him privately before, but very good chance it'll get on his desk probably when he's flying back on Air Force One tonight or tomorrow. So what is your message to the president, recapping the mutiny, the deep state, their admission, they're getting ready to move against him again? What do you think, as a seasoned patriot from the inside, knowing with these captured agencies, that the president should do? Your advice to him.
Well, my advice, first of all, would be to simply say, appoint some kind of, what do you want to call him, a radical patriot who would simply go in there and simply bust heads together and simply go through the entire. I was hoping the Attorney General Barr would do this. I'm still waiting to verify they will, but actually go into the information and find the data and actually prosecute people for the crimes they've been committing. I mean, we have a set of bureaucrats. I call them the Praetorian Guard, the shadow government, all of that. These people have been violating our fundamental rights and have committed treason against the founding principles of this nation, the Constitution. They've also violated any number of laws, and they're not being held accountable at all. So I keep referring up until Barr came in to the DOJ as the Department of Just Us. And the rest of us are not included. Okay, we're not part of that. We have a different legal, we have to line up to a different set of legal rules. These people are exempt from all of that, and they're excused. And so I just think he has to have somebody with that kind of power and the authority to go into any agency, in any database, and anywhere, and look and see what's there, and do queries and interrogations of that data. And when they find
anybody that acts like the president doesn't have the authority is fired on the spot.
Exactly. That's right. I mean, if you don't follow the orders, you're fired. That's all. I mean, he could give the orders to everybody in the government.
Why do you think they're so arrogant to just say, we're not going to take Brennan's security clearance. We're not going to release all this NSA data that you ordered released. I mean, who are they? It's so incredible that they're not elected, and our president, who has jurisdiction constitutionally, they're telling him to F off. That is incredible.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And in fact, but I think they solicited international support on this too. I think mainly from the British and from the Israelis. That was to try to stop the release of this data that is declassifying it, because I think there's something in there that they don't want known.
Sure, Obama giving the orders. What do you think's in there?
Yeah, and with assistance from those countries. That's the point.
What other advice do you give to the president? Because he's listening.
Well, other than that, I would say, there is a way to clean this up. And it's basically a technical means. It has to be done by technical people who know what they're doing. The administrators are not technical. Obviously, they're blundering all over the place. They're supporting this kind of violation of our fundamental rights by this bulk acquisition of everything in the world, including us. I mean, we're not excluded from any of this. So that's a direct violation of our rights, and that can be cleaned up pretty quickly, technically, and it's not difficult. The problem is what would happen would be an international backlash. The reason I say that is because the NSA, for example, is the repository for most of the agencies within the U.S. government. Also, but it's the repository for the Five Eyes countries and about 8 or 9 other countries in the world that are participating in this bulk acquisition of data. They're all depending on NSA to store it and keep it there so that they can interrogate it. Now, the IC Reach program is used by the Five Eyes and the U.S. agencies within the government, U.S. government. So that's a selective set of interrogation programs that have greater access than the other countries who are participating. That's the other non-Five Eyes countries. They use X-keyscore, and so do embassies and various other things around the world. They use that kind of that program to interrogate data, but it only goes so far into the database.
Now, Dr. Binney, I know you're the former technical head of the NSA, so this is all common to you, but this is calculus and beyond for some people. But let's just slow down and quantify that, please, sir. You have all these governments and everybody using the U.S. as the infrastructure of a global surveillance grid. They're all using it for insider trading, personal power, spying on their wives,
whatever,
spying on political rivals, you name it. So they've built this giant criminal system, and they don't want that to change.
That's right. Because that's power, Alex. That's power over everybody. I mean, these people don't want to give up the power. That's the point. And our founders said that they are not supposed to have that power, right? That was not the point. Our people said, the states and the people are the ultimate power in the whole system. But that's been reversed, I keep referring back to President Reagan when he said we are a country with a government. Well, since him, now we're a government with a country. It's just the exact opposite. So we here in the United States, as the people of the United States, we need to, stand up. I think our president is trying to do that with us and for us, but he's got an awful lot of opposition, including in his own party. So to show the
arrogance and the entitlement, yeah. Dr. Binney, yeah. You've got all these people telling Trump, "Go to hell! You're not going to take our clearance. You're not going to basically fire us. We're going to stay at CNN and take all the national security and give it to them for whatever they want." So CNN, hiring Clapper and Brennan and all these others, they get to be inside all of our personal data. CNN's so arrogant. A year ago, it was in the news. Yeah. They had CNN inside my private Google account, where I live, the money I was making. They had all my Google Analytics, and they said CNN was given access by Google. Again, the arrogance now that they would be sharing NSA-level data, but corporate data, with these people. We're going to come back and talk about this, and I asked the question last segment, then I came back with a new question, your message to the president, but how do they plant stuff like Vault 7? Because it's not just, as you said, they have everything. All these interests and all these people and these 800,000 contractors, they're able to get into there. William Binney is on fire. We appreciate him joining us, former technical head of the NSA. He'll break that down. And we'll also talk about how they profit off this and more. One hell of a broadcast. Listen on radio. Watch it on TV. Tell folks to tune in now. You are the resistance. You're the human element that can override the censors and the shadow banning. Please spread the word. Space Force. Space Force.
Space Force. Space Force. Space Force. Space Force. Space Force.
We made the shuttle a little bit more high-tech looking. We put 1776 on its right wing, of course. And It's got a red, white, and blue American flag on the right shoulder with Infowars.com. We've had a few shirts that have been hits over the years that really go viral, that signify. I believe this is going to be the new shirt.
Space Force, space, space, space force. Space Force, space, space, space force. Space Force, space.
Get your order first. Infowarsstore.com, Infowarslife.com, or 888-253-3139.
Doing a tremendous amount of work in space.